Hello everyone, welcome to the Watch Poplars. Today I'm going to be repotting my Red Willow. It is here and it's starting to break dormancy. Now you can obviously tell that my face is very swollen. I got my wisdom teeth pulled out. So it's also lopsided. This face is more swollen because I like to sleep like that. Last night I was sleeping more on this side, and I think my voice is a little bit different as well. I can still laugh my ass off, and I can still get excited and kind of fast walk around the house. But I have, look at this. This was one of the drainage screens in one of the pots I found at the abandoned house. So actually, the only thing bothering me right now is not my swollen face or the pain, it's the stitches, which probably are dissolvable, which is great, but it's like poking me. Yeah, there are some things that I cannot do because they hurt too much, and there are things that I cannot do because they're not advised. So like jogging right now, I can't, because I got them on my teeth. I got my wisdom pulled out yesterday morning, and then I just had lots of fun watching a whole bunch of videos about the progress of Nigel Saunders' larch forest, and that was really nice. So if my larch trees survive, then I have some fresh knowledge to use techniques on them. I think because this location right here, I usually keep my phone kind of like the camera side here and the plug-in side right here. But it's often like, it's too sunny, you get a lot of glare. So I put my sifting tray or whatever this is right here. And so I think it has a better, you can see what I'm doing. And yeah, I tried to put some like eyeshadow or whatever this is, just to kind of cover up the big, cause like it's really it's a really noticeable difference, and I don't know. But anyway, how much time? Okay, 2 minutes. Okay, so here I'm gonna start. I'm going to put this aside. Now I decided to put it in here because the trunk is a similar color. It has that pale, there's something under here. Oh, it's a snail. Okay. Oh, and a spider. Hold on. This is a much better view. I'm gonna just sit on my blanket. I found this blanket in a creek. I might have mentioned that before. But yeah, I have been lately finding a lot of useful things. I mean, not lately, it just... You find a lot of cool stuff in creeks. So, I pruned down these 2 Pacific willows. They're the stubs. I don't need them, because I already have in this round orange container here a Pacific willow that's doing a lot better in health and, well, actually branch structure, because yeah, but I'll talk about that one in a different time. So I'm gonna just try pulling this out because I don't think it's been in here too long enough to have to get chiseled out of the pot. So I have a new guess. I think, well, I've shown you this tool before. It has the same thing written on in Korean. So it's also in bigger writing. So you can, what does it say? Maybe I can, maybe Siri might tell me what like a translation is, or take a picture of it or something. I don't know. But it's something in Korean. So it's really cute. And this is like for soil. It didn't really work with when I was using potting soil because the grains are too fine, but I'm going to rake them out. the soil from the roots. And yeah, so you can see the leaves coming out. I'm going to keep this moss. Let's see, this is the moss. I think, no, this is not the white kind of moss. This is the white kind of moss. Or is this the kind that grows up in the Sierras that's like really large? I don't know. There's a huge, large-scale moss that grows in the Sierras. I think I'll have to wait until this dries out to see what it was, because I do remember putting some of that whitish moss in this container with these willows. I'm gonna get all these willow herbs out. As much as I love them, and I still don't consider them weeds, I mean, the fact that they are weedy makes me feel even better. But sometimes, you know, at the end of the year, I gotta repot sometime during the year, I gotta repot my trees, and I gotta kind of refresh the look. But I don't pull them out. I don't pull these out during the growing season, because I like them. I just keep them small at most. Okay, there's a grub here. I can see its organs. It's like translucent. It's trying to wiggle around. So hopefully that's not been eating my roots. If it has, I'm gonna have a new problem. There's another little worm in here. It's smaller. Interesting. Maybe it's because I don't know. I don't know why it's happening this year. So these 3 trees are currently tangled. I'm saying 3 because, you know, it are the roots of 3 trees in here. I'm gonna keep one of them. Is this okay, this is the precious moss. This is the good moss. This is also, I mean, it stayed green the whole summer. Maybe because I was fertilizing it. I think that's why. So, I guess fertilizing keeps your moss greener during the summer. So when I've got all the moss out, I'll come back. I've got all the moss in the original container, which means I now have a lot of more room. I could have put the poplar fluff in here, and I might actually do that. So but I don't know. I think the poplar fluff, if I want to transplant the fluff into a different container, it'll probably be one of the smaller ones. I don't know, but we're okay. So I'm gonna just rake out the roots outward from the main tree. I'm not bothering with the roots from the other ones, because I'm not gonna keep them, not concerned about them. So I feel the tools, they're tearing through the crossing roots, and all I can see that are going in between them are the nice flowing roots. There are some very nice roots coming out in perfect directions from this trunk. So that's nice. I think the Pacific willows, they might have a different growth rate. I'm not quite sure. There was a difference. I mean, I know that the leaves on the Pacific willows, they're more round at the tips. They have more blunt. And then the Red Willows, they have pointy leaf tips. They're very narrow at the tips. More moss. So yeah. But they were kind of crowding. They're really fast growing trees. They grow a lot per year. And so it's hard to kind of grow one it's hard to not prune a willow and not have the branches kind of get off balance and getting too unevenly strong compared to other ones. So you gotta keep pruning it and also they kind of select branches. They're naturally, they're kind of like a pioneer species, and pioneer species are kind of unexpected. But you know, especially in colder climates, you might have dieback, but these ones are fine. But they do always share one common thing, is that they like to select their own branches, and sometimes it could be unexpected. Like a branch might die. Like these branches were doing quite well, but they're really skinny, and I don't know how well they're going to recover. They do look like they're going to be alive, but sometimes, you know, a branch, a little tiny twig will turn yellow and just pop right off. But yeah, I try to keep as many branches. This is a seedling. It grew really well in its first year. It's 2 years old, I think, yeah. It just sprouted next to my Monterey pine in 2024, and so I was kind of happy about that. Oh wait, no, I think, no, that was not the one. This one, I don't know. I think this one sprouted on its own as well. Same year. Maybe. Or unless it was a cutting. Could have been a cutting. I don't know. But I'll come back after I've washed the roots and cleaned up. Okay. So, maybe it could help if I change my position. So I'll do that. It looks pretty nice as a view. So, yeah. Is this a seedling? I don't know. So I'm gonna just start by cutting off these longer roots. Obviously won't be needing those. So now, got a root pointing downward here. Got a whole lot of roots pointing downward here. I've got a nice, lots of flowing roots right here. And I'll just shorten them. This root's going a bit too high. These roots are too high. That root's too high. This root is too high as well. And if it sticks upward, put this one short. That root is not radial. This root sticks upward. And this is not radial. This is a big one right here. Yeah, I'll cut this one off to a nice radial root. I can probably train that more downward. I'll cut it a little bit shorter. But these roots are a little bit too high. This root sticks way upward. This one. Yeah, there's some roots that stick upward here. There's a huge, thick root. I probably got to be careful about that one. It's a 90-degree angle. Crooked root coming here. This root sticks up way too much. I'll cut it off short. These roots stick up. And these ones, a little bit too high. So I've been doing some work here. I'm getting close to the maximum amount of roots I want to take off. I might just want to kind of pick away at more of this dirt on the bottom and see if there's anything else that I want to take off. It's not the best root system. So many dense roots in the bottom. Yeah, I feel I can see this part here might end up thickening up a lot. Because this used to be a big root right here. So, and it has a lot of strength in it, and it might try. So I think I'm gonna do a big cut. I'm just worried about that section kind of outcompeting this other side, which is weaker. This is smaller roots. So I'm gonna cut it a little bit back, like a centimeter. I'm gonna just flatten that cut out. It's kind of difficult to flatten that cut out. That's the best I can do. So I think that's got the root pruning. There's not much else I can do. So I think it's time. What about this one? This root might be a bit high. Just flatten it. Oh, I hate that noise. Oh dear. It's all a lot of dirt in my scissors. Well, I think that's the best I can do. So, I'll put it in here, in this pot. I'll get a base layer of soil, and then I'll come back when I have got prepared for that. So, now, you see, I have, so I'll put this drainage, I'll center the drainage screen. So like this. The drainage screen in the middle. This is just window screen. And then I'll put a base layer at the bottom. See how's that? A little bit more. I think that's looking better. So now I'm going to work the soil into the roots. So it's firming up a little bit. I'm gonna try to use. Okay, so it's firming up quite a lot. So that's nice. I'm going to top off the soil now. I'm just going to press the rest down. Yeah. I think this is a great soil scoop. This works very well for soil. Until I get an actual one. So now, I think I'll be ready to add moss pretty soon. I think it might be easier if I water this first. Yeah, I'll water it first. And then letting all the air bubbles get out. So now, I think, while I let it drain, I'm gonna just put it here, and I'll put the moss on it. I'm just gonna wipe off the pot. There was some like tape or something on this pot. I had to peel it off. Actually, I had to scratch it off. Something is on there. It's not completely clean. It's not like I'm putting it in a show. My hands are quite dirty. But I think this works. So now I'll put moss on it. And also by doing this, like squeezing the water out of the soil, so any extra water, which there is, there's quite a lot. And also just kind of, even though this moss is like sucking up the muddy water, I just squeeze it out. I'm just trying to get off the excess dirt. This is like one kind of moss. This is the other. That's flat. It's looking nice. Oh, there's a grass. Probably a Kentucky bluegrass. This piece could go. I'm gonna spread apart, stretch it, so that covers more area. And therefore, I guess that's how you get more coverage, but also more moss as it grows in. And yeah, it's good. So instead of like, I don't know, taking a little tiny piece and then just waiting for it to like spread around a whole lot, you can just spread a little bigger clump. But not like pull it apart and just let it fill in. They're drilling something over there. Wonder what they're doing. This piece can go quite nicely. It's this little piece here. Put that here. Now we're doing, okay, almost 30 minutes. That's nice. So, I have to pull it apart because just to put it like that. I think willows can tolerate moss crawling up their trunk a little bit more because they're used to having a lot of moisture around them. So now, I will. Today I'll have to skip out on the ski trip, unfortunately, even though it's the trip that I planned, because I was like, well, I can't go without winter sports or something. I can't live through winter without at least once doing something wintry and seeing snow. I have not seen snow today or this winter, so it would be nice if at some point I can do that. So I've squeezed out the water. I don't need to keep this water, it's so dirty. So there's the willow. I'm not gonna prune the top. Maybe I could, but no, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think I need to, but the roots were completely dormant. Even usually like the first leaves come out. It's usually when like all the leaves, you can definitely tell it's starting to wake up. Like when you see one of these little green tips on all over the tree, that's usually when the roots are starting to grow. But this, I think it's a good sized tree. And even though by the end of this year it might look a bit big for this pot, this pot's gonna keep it kind of miniature. And I saw something that like in one of the Bonsai Zone's videos, there was a meeting. They were at a meeting, and someone brought 3 Virginia creeper vines. There was one in a big pot, one in a medium pot, and one in a tiny pot. And the one in the tiny pot got fall colors first. And the one in the medium pot was starting to get fall colors, and the one in the big pot hadn't gotten fall colors at all. So maybe this is gonna get earlier fall colors, and hopefully not, because it had to dry out when its growth kind of demanded more water. I don't know. So hopefully I don't let any of my trees dry out this summer, because that would be really nice if I can make it through the summer without having setbacks. So as far as a front on this tree, I'm looking. And I'm looking at my view. I think somewhere maybe here. You know, if I put it here, it's not good because the trunks kind of they cross, like the in and out palms. This is the back, because you know there's this back branch that's gonna fill in the back area. There's no real major trunks coming out forward, so I think this somewhere around here would be a nice front. I don't have enough wire to mark the fronts, but I just know when I'm like here, that's at least right now at this current form of the tree, this would be like a nice front right here. So yeah, because the apex kind of goes forward a little bit, and yeah, and you know also the branch, they kind of fan out a little bit, so that's really nice. So yeah, that is the Red Willow. This is Salix laevigata, and this is native. So this will go here. And there. I'll keep the moss moist. And yeah, I think the next one I'll have to repot this is my weeping willow. And it's starting to break dormancy on that branch that kind of took over as the apex, but this skinnier branch is actually the one I want to be as the apex. This is supposed to be a side branch, but yeah, I think I'll try to find a bud to prune that further back to and keep this apex, this intended apex, higher and more stronger, in a stronger position than this very strong side branch. So that is all for today. Thanks for joining me here among the watch poplars.